Yeah, if you want to. All right.
I'm joking.
Melanie.
I'm joking.
Dickhead. Okay. Hey, guys. Welcome to my regular Wednesday night live stream. So today we've gone half an hour earlier because I'm trying to make sure I can satisfy as many people as I can because Anne is in Greece. You're in Athens, right?
Yes, that's right. I'm in Athens now, no longer on the island life.
Fair enough. Anne is a busy girl. She's keeping busy, and because of that reason, we are half an hour early today. I'm here with two of my best friends in the whole world. I have Melanie next to me, who I've known since kindergarten, everyone. And I have Anne, who I've known since my 20s. And so all of us are friends. Melanie is probably the one responsible for reconnecting Anne and I, but I mean, Anne and I would have reconnected eventually, I think. It's just happened sooner thanks to Melanie. Okay, topic of the show today is being in a higher state of awareness. Essentially, for those who are watching, that means taking the red pill. I'm just saying it this way because I don't think these girls are as familiar with the terms that we would use, which is okay. That's not an insult to anyone. So guys, welcome back to Anne, someone who's been on my channel before and who we've done a podcast together as well. And my best friend since 4 years of age, Melanie.
Hi.
All right, so for those who don't remember, Anne already sort of told her story, but let's have a refresher of how you became more aware of your surroundings and less dependent on government and more self-reliant, and then we'll get Melanie's take on her version of that same story. So just for those who don't recall, go ahead.
Yeah, no worries. So I was in London at the time. I'd been living there for 5 years. And then all this stuff sort of happened. I suppose when you turn 30 or about to turn 30, some light bulbs happen anyway. I really feel that. And yeah, all this stuff happened where we became in lockdown all of a sudden. And so I had a lot of time, even though I was working from home, to reflect and see what sort of felt right for me in that sort of journey. I did a lot of sort of research myself and was constantly looking at things that I felt aligned with. And I guess I was, instead of just going with the flow like I may have normally or a sheep follower, I decided to question a lot of things. And I just felt like, you know what, some things don't align with me anymore that maybe the mainstream does align with. And ever since then, I've kind of just been doing my own thing. I'm not saying that whatever anyone else wants to do is like a problem, but I'm definitely, I have my own views now about things, and that's fine. So, I'm happy to get along with anyone, and I do. I have a lot of friends that, like the mainstream sort of voice, but that's not about me. So that's about it. And then I obviously left London and came to Greece because I'm crazy like that. Woo!
Melanie, what is your version of that story? Because I feel like everyone has their own sort of coming out story of, okay, this seems wrong to me.
Well, I don't know. I feel like with the whole C-19 and, being in lockdown, like Anne was saying, you're really left to yourself and your thoughts. And then, like you said, you start questioning things and you're like, hang on, this doesn't really fit well with me. So then, back at the start of when we first went into lockdown, I was super strict, like when, not going out sort of thing, all of that.
You went with the narrative at the time.
Yeah, I was scared. And then it got not even halfway through, like, it got into it and I was just like, nah, I can't keep living like this. And then that's when I started questioning things and sort of rebelling, would you say?
I would agree. For those who don't know, I'm now in Melbourne at the moment, touching people that I'm not allowed to, but back in a soft lockdown, but I don't care. Whilst I was living in Wagga Wagga with Dean, I was on the phone to Melanie. Yeah. Melanie and I were on the phone, and Melanie sitting next to me is very different to the Melanie of that time, and only because it's not her fault. Everyone believed what the media was spouting. Everyone was scared. I don't know why I wasn't. I suppose because I've been in this game for a couple of years. I know what to look through, but now I feel like I have two friends that I can talk to about
I think like I had a lot of people in my ear saying this and that, and so I was believing what they were saying, and then all of a sudden those people got taken away from me and they weren't in my ear telling me this and that, and it was like I could think for myself and was not listening to other people. And I started thinking, hang on, that doesn't sound right, that doesn't seem right, I don't feel right about doing this. I want to do something my way and not follow everybody else. And, you know, each to their own, like whatever makes them happy, go for it. But I just started doing what felt right for me, so to speak.
So is it fair to say go ahead, Anne?
I was just going to say there was just so many contradictions. And when you start having so many contradictions and things where you're like, hang on, that doesn't make sense for this, or vice versa, and etc., you start going, Plus, I guess I was a non-news watcher for many, many years, just by personal choice. It didn't do anything for me, so it was just a natural thing for me to be like, really?
Yeah.
What a load of shit. Oh, I swore. Is that allowed?
You're fine. No, you're fine. So is it fair to say that C19, which I'm purposely saying C19 for a reason because I don't want the video to get shadow banned, did C19 help shape a lot of people's opinion of what our government is doing, of the control that they're trying to implement, rather than, you know, running with the narrative of, you know, everyone has to do this because it helps everyone? Is it really control? Do you think this has been sort of kind of a blessing because it's made people think for themselves and come to a higher awareness? You can answer first, and then I'll get Melanie. By the way, Anne, you look so beautiful.
Thank you. So from my point of view, I've been living in London and Greece.
Sorry, go ahead.
Everyone's beautiful. London and Greece, the governments, I've been living in the Northern Hemisphere, guys. So we have different seasons, as you know. And so I was in lockdown last year in London from March until probably the end of June, start of July. And then I've gone back into it in November in Greece right up until May the 4th. So I've been in lockdown a lot of the year, and it's been pretty interesting and full on in both countries. So different laws to Australia. I'm finding it kind of interesting to watch what's happening in Australia, considering I feel like they think that it's just never going to happen there, and that they have to avoid it by letting no one in, basically, and no one out at all, which is very controlling. And I do think worldwide it is controlling, because there's a lot of things that are talking about passport sort of stuff that's happening.
C19 passport.
A real worry. But yeah, it's control.
What about you? So the question is, do you think, that's right. The question was, do you think that this situation of lockdowns has caused people to think more and to be more critical?
I think so, but I think in Melbourne, a lot of people are still really scared. Like, there are people that are slowly waking up, but, you know, today we had to wear a mask for the first time in a lot of people were happy to put them on. Like, it was like, oh yeah, we'll just listen and we'll go with it. But I was like, nah, I'm not going to follow this, because last time we had to wear masks, it went for, I would say, 9 months, maybe a little bit longer.
Sweet God.
And I feel like if I put it on, then when is it going to come off again, you know? So I think a lot of Melburnians are still quite scared to break the rules, so to speak, but there are a few that are slowly waking up.
The thing is that none of them realize that it's a merry-go-round.
Yeah.
everything's going amazing, and
camera.
that's all right.
Oh.
Okay, all of a sudden there's a soft lockdown, which means everyone has to wear a mask, and only 30 people are allowed to be in one room in public. So this weekend, for example,
and it's only like a 5-day lockdown.
So
like that was our last one.
So what does that mean? Does that mean that people won't be able to marry that weekend? Do they have to reschedule?
Yes.
Does someone having that 50th reschedule?
Yeah.
Are these people even being considered?
No,
does anyone care?
But the thing is, like, I look at other states like, you know, Queensland and just everywhere except for Melbourne, right? And they're all living like this never even happened to them. Like, they experience maybe their government is what?
Like free?
Yeah,
maybe?
more free, I'd say, than Melbourne. And it's just, when's it going to stop? Like, will it?
But that's the thing. I like seeing people not wear it, because the more people that do that, the less it'll happen. And then the government restrictions will become obsolete. You're following it.
Yeah.
Anne, are you following it? I know you're in Greece, so it's maybe slightly scarier to try and break the rules. Or do you not follow it?
Lately I've been, like, because we've all opened up and stuff, and I know that I look like a tourist. I wear flip-flops, thongs for the Aussies, sorry. They're all like, who the hell is she? What is she doing? Anyway, I'm just like, I do what I want sort of in that regard. Like, to be honest with you, though, I wanted to talk about this a little bit too. There is, like, from all this bullshit, you can gain some anxiety for, like, even being out and not wanting to wear the mask. But, like, as in, I haven't been sick for a very, very long time, and I'm not scared of CV-19, but I'm actually nervous about even having a cold now. And it's like this, like, there's anxiety there, but I don't want people rubbing up against me, but I don't want to wear a mask either, so I don't. But I'm also like, oh, don't come near me in case I get, like, any sort of sickness. Like, I'm not even worried about CV-19 or anything like that. It's more that I don't want to get sick again. And so it's built up this anxiety that is bullshit, because I think it's absolute bullshit. But anyway, what can you do? I don't.
Yeah, very true.
Right.
So, okay, let's talk a little bit about this higher awareness that we've been discussing a bit. So that doesn't just mean taking the red pill and being like, oh, the moon landing was fake. Oh, this and this and this and this and that. It doesn't mean that necessarily. It just means everyone coming to their own awareness. You start questioning things.
Yeah.
So I want to know, and you are sort of like being a fixture in my life for a long time as a third-party bystander in the original circle of friends that you saw. Would you say that maybe cliques of people sometimes influence our behaviors and make us, you know, maybe think in a way that we wouldn't normally think if there wasn't, like, the backup of, like, 4 other people?
Yes, for the majority. For me, I'm very headstrong, and it's been an issue in the past because it may have stopped me from actually staying close with some people, including yourself. Like, I sort of was like, oh, what is she like? She's too strong in her views. I did think that at a time. But now I'm very open. Anyone can have any view. I respect others' views as long as mine are respected as well. And I am open to change whenever I like. That sort of, like, is just something. However, I don't know, I've got a good friendship group, I believe, like a very strong one, and they have completely different views to me and are, like I said, definitely more nervous and stuff. And, you know, I just don't talk to them about my views because I don't feel that it would make any difference and that it would just create separation, and I don't really need that. But in saying that, I'm probably not as close with them always either, because I don't feel like I can be honest about what my opinion is, which is fine. It is what it is.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. I'm very much the Christian, and I've always felt very embraced by my circle of friends. I've always thought they're the most fantastic human beings on earth. But you can't help but sometimes notice that.
But you were questioned a lot.
I was always questioned. I was always told I was different.
Yes.
By the very same people that I'm saying are the best people ever.
Yeah.
And so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Well, the point is that sometimes you are peer pressured to think something, not to think something, to peer pressured to go along with the narrative of everyone else, even when
absolutely.
Traveling overseas.
I definitely went along with the majority of what people would say, and
Yeah.
and now the moment you start questioning things and
being more critical.
Yeah, critical and
critical thinking.
like actually thinking for yourself and like going with what your heart really wants is when you work out who your true friends are, or so to speak, or like who's really got your back.
Yes, and I feel like in my own lifetime, I've my friend Jesse, he's here, Jesse Bell. I talk to him on the phone every other day. He offers me advice. He's just a nice person. His expression is he's from Queensland. His expression is kicked in the teeth. And he believes, like, I consider myself someone who's very loyal to my friendships. I'm very loyal, and I try really, really hard to keep them going.
Yeah.
And, when Melanie was, dating back in the teenage years, into 20s, and all these other friends, I was always, around and there to offer them advice. Not even advice, because what the hell did I know about dating? But, like, just there, there to be a friend.
Shoulder.
When it was my turn, I didn't really get the same.
Well, that's true. You didn't.
No.
And I'll admit that, like, I went with the majority of what people were saying, and I didn't give you the chance.
Yeah, and it was just sad because my first boyfriend, my first breakup, my second boyfriend, my second breakup, I didn't really have the support system there.
But in all honesty, he was an absolute dick.
I don't know who he is, by the way.
Oh,
So
yes.
Yeah.
But
he was.
I didn't know a lot about him, and then I heard certain things, and then I did look him up, and I formed an opinion for myself as well.
Of course,
to be honest,
of course.
And yeah,
but it's better to meet someone face to face and get an understanding of who they are. That's what I believe. Yeah. But that's just me. But anyway, long story short, they were right. I was wrong about the guy, but it would have been nice to have had someone by my side. So the point that I mentioned this for everyone, the point is not about me. The point is whether your friends are there to back you up or not, it's important not to give in to the narrative. Yeah, don't give in to the majority. Don't give in to the narrative around you. Research things yourself. Yeah. Be self-critical. Work on yourself, and be there for the people around you. But when you start to realize that your opinions somehow affect their mood, that's not right. I should be able to say, I'm pro-life. I'm not sure about gay marriage. That doesn't make me a bad person.
No.
Yeah, own your truth.
Yes.
Own your truth. Yes. That's what you need to do. Yeah. And it's okay for others to have different truths. It's always the fact. Everyone is always going to have different opinions and different beliefs. And the thing is that you can 100%. Still be good friends, close friends, and support and respect your friend no matter what.
Absolutely.
You don't have to go, I don't agree. I don't like that person anymore because she's too much for me. No. It doesn't go like that anymore. This is like, you have to grow up at some point, and you have to be like, I'm there to support you. Tell me about this. What's going on in your life? Right. Okay. Have you thought about this? Ask critical questions then, and maybe help the person realize, but support them. That's what I think.
100%. I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, for those who don't remember, Anne was on my show last time, and she admitted she used to be a horrible cow. No, just kidding.
Didn't say that, bitch.
No, she never said that. No, she's never been. She's never been a horrible cow. I've always loved Anne. But the point is that we were in such different awarenesses, different paths, and now we're all sort of aligned, and that's what I love. And I really hope that one day my former circle of friends come to the same realizations as the rest of us. But
they're all on different journeys themselves.
Yes, and that's great. And I think they're on great journeys. I just don't want the journey that they end up on to be, I ended up getting the needle. I ended up getting the inoculation, and now I'm in hospital and I've lost a leg or what. I mean, that's an exaggeration, but you know what I mean.
We've got to respect them. We have to respect them. If they do end up there, we have to send our love and hope that they heal.
Yeah, for sure. So, I feel like you're from a small country town in Victoria. I won't name it. Did you have a close knit group of friends? Because you met me and a bunch of us used to hang out with a bunch of us. But did you ever have that? I don't feel like you've ever been involved in a clique.
No, I absolutely, I don't know if it's a clique per se, but I have been someone that has very close friends from school that are still in my life that I love dearly and that have reunited me with people that were also from high school. So I am actually really close with my high school friends. I wasn't friends with some of them at school, but I always in the hall was like, hey, girlfriend, like, smiling. We just didn't hang out. Now we do a lot while we were, because some of us actually went to London together, which was beautiful. It was so nice to get really close with them.
That's so
Clique-wise,
awesome.
I'm really, I don't know if you realized, I'm someone that sort of likes to have all different friendship groups, and I would say some of them are really close. Like a lot of them are, I become close with them in my way that I find close anyway. So I don't know if I'm cliquey, but I kind of do my own thing. I always did. I was never popular at school, but I didn't care. I was just like, whatever. Hi, guys.
Oh, no, I was not popular. I was like the funny one. I was like the one that everyone looked to sort of make them
true,
laugh.
Actually, that's true. Yeah.
Which is just weird because I talk about such serious topics. That's good. And do you find that oh yeah, it is frozen. Oh no, it's fine. Do you find, Anne, that the more you read, the more you learn? Because you're reading, can you like inform the viewers as to how many types of books you read that have brought you into a higher awareness? Do you not read?
Point out
I thought you did. Sorry, am I wrong?
She does a lot of courses.
No, I'm a reader.
Yes.
You've been reading. Sorry, I got you guys mixed up.
You've been doing a lot of courses. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm very spiritual. Very like.
That's probably why I go upstairs, grab the water. You guys. Melanie's too afraid to stand.
Do you want help?
I am. I'm very good at this.
She's going to give me a water. Hello? Are you there?
Do you want me to talk about? Yeah. Do you want me to talk about
the courses?
The study that I was doing? Yeah.
Yes,
yeah.
Please,
so
please.
I studied a fair bit. Like I've done I'm very spiritual. Everyone I'm not religious, but I'm very spiritual. I've done Reiki 1 and 2. I'm doing an astrology course. I've done an intuitive woman's business course recently. That was amazing. Lots of connections and beautiful collaborations with many women that have similar sort of life journeys in ways, different but similar. I'm always wanting to take on more. I would like to do like a life coaching or a spiritual coaching sort of course. And I've also been studying tarot reading. So I'm fully spiritual in all of that stuff. But I'm interested in learning all the time. I have got many books. This is a hard one. I'm a little bit of a feminist now and then, but not a bad one. And I don't go crazy about it because I'm not completely like that. But like I read books that sometimes are like that because I also, whatever. You're going to have all your supporters go, I hate Anne.
Well, the funny thing is I've interviewed people before and when my audience goes, why are you friends with her? My friend Kelly, she had long red hair. She was on my show and she was telling me she was bisexual and all these things. She completely masks and all that stuff. And they were judging me. They were saying you shouldn't be friends with her just because she's not the same as me. And I'm like, are you guys morons? Those people are predominantly blocked now. Hang on.
Someone said that you shouldn't be friends with this. She was scared.
So there's a girl. I'm friends with a girl. I was friends. I'm friends with. And her name is. Oh wait, hang on. I'm going the wrong way here. Her name is Kelly. And Kelly. Oh my eyes. And Kelly is a bisexual, but she's in a relationship with her partner. And once a year they go out looking for someone extra to go in the bedroom with them. It's completely permissible for them. Fun. Well, I wouldn't do it, and I am against. I'm personally against that. I find that immoral. However, in saying what I just said, I love her. She's still my friend. Who cares? Yeah. And so, if anyone was to say to me right now, "Why are you friends with Anne? She looks at tarot cards. That's demonic." I would say, "Well, she's my friend. I'm choosing to be her friend. Yes, I agree that it's playing with something that we don't know, but I still love her. Who cares? And in our own private conversations, for those who don't know, the three of us often have these types of conversations. I always say, oh, yeah, but, the Bible says it's wrong. And they listen to me, and then they go, they do their little respectful eye roll, and they still love me, and it's fine, and we get over it. Like, it's doable, people. People watching, it's doable for me to disagree with Anne to disagree with me,
100%.
us to disagree.
Yes.
And we're like all like really close best friends. It's fine. It doesn't do anything.
That's right.
And so I love that. Yeah. And so you've kept really busy with your courses. Tell me so you're thinking of becoming a spiritual life coach? Is that what you said a moment ago when Melanie was upstairs?
Potentially, eventually. But at the moment, I'm working on my website and a blog, and also offering some tarot witchy cards to everyone that's interested.
I love that. I think it's amazing.
They're just cards.
Yeah. So tell us, what does it? I mean, not to give necessarily to go too in depth to this, because I don't want any of the Christians to get too offended. But what do the cards indicate? Like so, a card
they
will have
literally show you your journey if you want to see that. They have different pictures, and you can interpret them in an intuitive sort of way to tell you what your journey is. It doesn't tell you your future. It's not witchy in that way. It literally sort of tells you what might be happening that you're not even aware of necessarily, or that you have closed your eyes to, because as humans, we have a lot of shit happening where we like, that's too hard to think about. That's a trauma. That's an issue. And it can sometimes show us something that's like, listen, girl, you need to work on this part a little bit. Or, this might be coming hard to you. If you got the Lover's card reversed, might mean that you're having trouble getting in a relationship. Like something's happening where there's a block there. What do you need to do? Work on that block, work on that sort of stuff. That's all it is. It's just a tool, and I find it fun. That's all. No craziness.
And Melanie, you've been reading a book about higher awareness.
Yeah.
And that's helped you.
The greatest secret,
the greatest secret is what she said.
The secret and all that. Like, I know people are a bit like, so gay, whatever. But at the same time, like in that book, it does have really, like, it brings your awareness to what we really are. Like, we're not a body, we're not the mind, because when the body goes, what's left? And when the mind goes, what's left?
Souls.
Yeah, like there's so many different names for it. Like, people call it the soul, conscious awareness, awakening to your true self, so to speak. So yeah, we're
not the vessel that we're in.
Yeah, so we can't really take everything serious, and we just have to let people be who they are and not judge them.
Yeah,
so
and that's
or take it personally.
And that's something that Melanie and I actually, in the last couple of weeks, because we talk on the phone, and if when I'm not here, or I'll say it to you.
Yeah.
Something that we can admit to ourselves. We're on the same journey in two respects. I don't know if you're the same, Anne. I don't know if you're similar to Melanie and I in this manner. But one, we have detoxed completely from gossip.
Yes.
So we got venting to a friend saying, "Oh, I just did this, and I think I offended this person." That's not gossip. And the second thing is telling ourselves things, exaggerating what it is, creating a story around, that person didn't answer a text because of this and this and this.
Making up stories in our head that aren't exactly true, because
it's our
mind basically wants us to believe a story that isn't real. Like,
ego, baby.
It's also, exactly. The mind is there to help you, but it's also there to trick you, so to speak. Not trick,
a little bit like
take you off the path that you're meant to be on.
It defaults you.
It can.
Yeah.
It can help you, but it can also
it can be the negative voice. It can be the negative voice. So you've got to be aware, and when you have awareness.
Words, but getting there.
Well, we hate ourselves. we default to the worst possible scenario. Well, one, I think it's a female trait, and two, I'm learning to overcome it over time. I have a life coach. I have you girls. Amazing. You guys put me in check. Oftentimes, you guys are like, well, maybe the person hasn't responded because of this and because of that. Don't jump to conclusions. It's like, it's something so dumb. It's like a text or something like, oh, this person hasn't called me back after I went on a date with them, or whatever the scenario is. I'm learning to be logical and rational, and it's good to have people around you sort of doing that. And that person, like Melanie, might not always be the most rational person, or you might not always be the most rational person, but when you're doing it to someone else, then you can be rational and go, oh, don't do it. And then when she's doing it, then I go, oh, don't do it. Like, we can keep each other in check.
Exactly.
And I think that's something that people don't really talk about very often.
Yeah.
That shoulder to lean
I agree.
on.
Yes, it's a shoulder to lean on, and it's good to have. And I think it's very female, but I also think it's very me. I've just been that way my whole life, just sadly. But yeah, it is what it is.
It's good. I think that's beneficial.
I'm not really sure what's going on in the comments. Yeah, I think so. So, is there ways, do you guys think, are there tools, are there any mechanisms that exist out there for us to, or not for humanity, for girls in particular, but for men and women who do that, who do create? My take on that would be to surround yourself with people who keep you in check. Yeah. But you can't always do that. Like, she's a mum.
To quieten the mind, you should do, like, meditation is really good because it helps quieten the mind, and it really brings your awareness to what you're thinking, and you know, it just stops those thoughts. Like, it's quite helpful.
Yeah, that's a good answer. So meditation.
Meditation.
What about you, Anne?
I absolutely agree. I think that everyone should have a life coach or a therapist. I really believe this. There should be no shame. You should be able to work out what your shadows and all these issues are that stopping you from having a life where you are able to go on this journey where you're coming from a higher position other than always just ego. Ego does save us, yes, like flight, whatever, but it also can stop you. Actually, it can make you live small. You don't want to live small. Meditation is amazing to quieten the mind. Everyone has busy minds, and it can create anxiety and big mental health things, even if you're not necessarily diagnosed as something with mental health, e.g., depressed or anything. We are all human, and I don't know about you guys, but I've definitely had moments in the past where I'm staying in bed all day because I just can't cope right now, and it's good to have friends that you can talk to, and also professionals sometimes.
Yeah, exactly right. I had the best question just then. Gossip is for gammers. I love that, Pissy. That's funny. Oh, I was going to say that yesterday I was with my life coach. I had a session with him last night at 10 o'clock. You've met him. You did a podcast with him.
Yeah.
So that was great seeing Noah again. And I recommend everyone, like, it could just be your hairdresser or your waxer or someone, like, whoever is the person you need to turn to. We all need that. We all need one.
That's true.
Yeah. And so, okay, so what journey do you think you personally, specifically, Anne, are on? And then I'm going to ask you the same question, give you time to think, because I'm coming to you second so that you have time to think. What journey are you on? I'll answer last, or second if you want to wait. But I know what journey I'm on, I feel. But what do you think is your journey now? Because you went from being, as you said, super headstrong to now being super embracing of all different types of people. I would certainly have been called out a couple of years ago by different friends if they'd been like, you're friends with that person? Yeah. And you guys have met the one I'm referring to. And he's actually a nice guy. He's just a weirdo, but like, there's nothing wrong with him, Rev.
Oh, yeah. He's really nice.
He is nice. He is racist, but he doesn't.
You just got to have a really open mind and just accept people for who they are.
Yes,
a
and
person
hopefully
is a person
they can
at
change.
the end of the day.
Yes, and hopefully they can change. You are not the sum of
people
your
are deeper.
So much. Say that again.
People are deeper than they show. So Rev is very deep.
Yes,
he has a lot of beautiful sides, as we know as well. So he is what he is. No, I think on the journey that I'm on at the moment is literally I want to help others also become aware and go through a process if they're ready to go on their own higher sort of road, their higher journey, like to consciousness. I'm really passionate about that. And I think just being open to everyone that I come across and freedom as well as peace. Because I'm going to be the next Miss Australia, obviously. No, Miss Greek, obviously. Peace. I want
that.
peace.
Such a loser. Exactly. We all want peace.
But for real, because I don't like humans sometimes.
Yeah,
They're
no,
okay.
You know what's really funny? I asked Melanie this question not 3-4 days ago when I was sitting next to her, and her answer was, "I want to do something that can help people."
Yeah,
Literally.
like
How
I
funny.
do want to help people, but at the moment, I think the journey that I'm on is
It'll lead-
focusing on my family for now.
She's a mother of 3 gorgeous children.
Because they're just babies, and you know,
beautiful.
I want to focus all my
Beautiful.
attention on them, as well as, you know, my mental health as well. Like, you know,
Yeah.
getting better at that
For
and
sure.
focusing on myself and my babies. So
Yeah.
that's the path I'm on at the moment. And I think when they go to school and they don't really need me as much as they do now, then I will work out what I want to do.
Yeah, that's so that
know.
makes perfect sense. And just for those, if you guys want me to answer that question, I've been on this path for many years already, but a shop called Kate Hill, and I got so bored with the routine, and I remember thinking, wow, I have so many opinions on so much, and I want to be able to like to divulge them. And I remember talking to all my friends at the time, and none of them could really reciprocate in the conversation. It was so beyond them, and they're like, "I don't know what you're on about." And I was craving it, so I made a separate Facebook, a public one. I made a separate Instagram. I had a YouTube channel, and slowly, I found an audience.
You found your people.
Yeah, I found
your
my people.
Came to you.
Yeah, they came to me,
and my people come to me. Well, you guys are my people, but I feel like I'll get a bigger tribe, so to
You
speak.
will.
Even
I think so.
not that I need one. Not that I need one or anything like that.
Does,
like
it
numbers
assists.
don't define who you are
No, numbers
as
don't.
a person. But like I said, I do want to help people, but the time is not now.
No,
the time is to focus on the babies.
Focus on the family. That's you're a mother.
Yes.
That's something I want to be, and I'm very jealous. And I think you're very lucky, and it's such a blessing. And I've been focusing on what I've been doing, which is interviewing people, making videos about particular topics, spreading a biblical message as well, because I think that the best message anyone can ever get is salvation in Christ. But I know that's not your message, but we do have a similar message, which is to be more embracing of different types of people. And I'm so there. And that's the path that I'm on, and I hope only to succeed in that role. And it's not necessarily for me that I want it. People often, I've read criticisms about me in the past saying, "Oh, she only interviews high-profile people. She doesn't interview anyone else." It's not true.
No.
Are these 2 people high-profile? No, they're pretty awesome. They're fascinating. They're some of my best friends. But no, I even stopped making videos on my actual YouTube channel for months. So it's not about that. It's literally about the message and and what that particular guest has to say. And so that's where I'm at. And I think everyone who has taken that red pill is on a similar type of journey where they just want to do their bit to open that can of worms. And I think we're all doing it in our own way. And I love the thing that we all know is that government is trying to control us, and we all know that, and we all agree with that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's funny. Like, I messaged Melanie while I was I was in Wagga, and I said to her, I can't even remember the message, but I said something, and then Melanie goes, "Well, you should know by now, dear, that the government is going to act in that way." I'm like, whoa. She's like, it's like she's been at this for 10 years. And I was like, she's right, but like, that's not the responsibility.
Did you have a tear in your eye? Were you proud?
I was proud, but at the same time, I was like, bitch, I'm looking for some comfort here. She's like, no, you should have known the government was going to behave that way towards you. And I'm like, yeah.
I can't even remember what
I can't remember. Yeah, I don't either. I just remember thinking, wow, you go, girl. But yeah, so what's next in store for you? Because guys, Anne and I are supposed to be doing a podcast, and it's sort of like
But you're coming back to Australia soon, like at the end of the year, aren't you? Or not? You haven't decided.
Well, that doesn't mean she can't do a podcast from overseas.
Yes, I know that.
I need
And so-
money.
I know you need money, which is where the tarot readings and the blogs come in. Yes, correct?
So unfortunately, I am so keen to do this podcast, and we will.
Well, I know we
I
will.
can't
I know we will. It's just
But we need to let me sort of get some money, because otherwise I'm going to be broken and won't be able to get back into Australia, even though it's already hard. No, I am planning to come back to Australia in December. I have a beautiful friend's wedding then, so I want to get back for December. So that is the goal.
Is it mine? Oh wait, no, just kidding.
I don't know. Is it yours?
No, it's not. I want to be married. I don't know if that'll ever happen to me.
It's
Yeah.
Stop the negative talk, girl. You got to manifest some. Be positive. Act like you already have it.
The secret, it shall come.
That's true.
Yeah, that's my next step.
That's so
Staying
funny.
in Greece for a while.
Okay,
maybe
so-
get a job.
What was that? Oh, she's frozen.
Sorry. Eyes are so
I am.
bad.
Oh, okay. Hi. Oh, okay. Jeez, that was a long freeze. What did you say?
I didn't say anything. I don't think I was
Oh.
frozen.
Oh, okay. I thought, well, no, you were. Jessie Bell says it's not just the government, dear. This has been in play for 4,000 years and has okay, well, you're dealing with people who are not aware of that yet. So this will be a bit of an information overload, and accelerated for 400 years. Freemasonry, but the Freemasons, Jessie, is the Freemasons the same as the Illuminati? Are they the same thing? I feel like they're the same organization.
You've told me about these.
Well, you know who the Illuminati is.
Yeah, well, you're
No.
the one that's told me.
Oh,
about it.
okay.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Well, I
most
think
people
that
kind of have
history
an idea of it.
It's
Human-
always about power, control, money, and it keeps repeating
Yes,
itself
that's true.
consistently and in different ways. It shows, because humans are effed.
Yeah, no, we are.
Yeah.
We are all effed, and those of us who are rational and critical thinking, you and I, like, will be the first to go in the. I mean, maybe not us in this generation, but people like us that think will be the first to go when they finally make the agenda happen. And a lot of people are saying that these C19 inoculations are part of that agenda. So it is what it is. I mean, I feel like abortion is part of that agenda. I feel like they're like, oh, let's convince people that abortion is something that should exist. And now it's been over like 600 million babies dead since the 1970s. Like, it's probably even a higher number. Anyway, I feel like that's all part of the agenda. But again, that's probably going too far. And you guys are probably, I don't know whether you guys are there yet, so I won't get into the stuff. Do you guys at home have any questions? We have about 15 minutes before Anne has to head off.
Oh, does it get cut? Oh, no.
So let's have a look here if there's any questions. 4,000 years going back to ancient Egypt. That's a question for Jessie, so that's not really to me. Do you guys have anything you'd like to talk about or add to the conversation? Let's talk about Anne's love life. No, just kidding.
Shut
That was a joke. Let's talk about
You can talk about my love life.
Melanie
okay,
has been married for many years. It's lovely. And actually, no, that's good. You've just reminded me of a good topic. Do you guys believe, for the most part, that all women belong in the gender roles that have been assigned for many years? Are you guys all for gender roles, or not particularly? Being a mother, being a wife, all that kind of stuff. And I'll get you to answer first, because you're sort of quite different to me and Melanie in your thinking, I think, on that. So it'd be good to get your
I just think
insights.
you should do whatever you think you feel aligned with, honestly. And I think that at some stages you might feel more aligned with having kids, and it's absolutely fine if you want. And also other times you might feel like the world is a bit effed and that you don't want to bring anyone into this world. That's just two different ways, and you can do different gender roles as well. I think it's up to the person, individual, and I have no judgment for whatever people want.
I love that. That's a perfect answer.
Yeah.
And I don't think it is right for us. I know people who've had more than 5 kids, and I know people who have who don't want any kids. And I remember one time when I said that I know this woman and she has, a lot of kids. It was like, whoa, 5 kids. It was like a bad thing. And I remember thinking in my head, that's not a good default response. It's
back in the days they had so many kids. Like my mum,
like 10.
My mum is one of 8, and so's my dad.
That's a lot of kids. Yeah, and our reaction to a lot of kids these days is like, oh, like what's wrong with these people?
Any more than 2, I feel like. Oh no, sorry. Any more than 3, I feel like people are like, what, 4 kids or 5 kids? Geez, that's so much. But
yeah,
like,
but it's each to their own.
Yeah,
exactly.
Whatever feels right for that person. If they want like 15 kids, go for it.
And well, that's a lot, but yes, exactly. Go for it, and don't.
But if they can split their time amongst
if they're able
those
to do it,
15 kids, so to speak,
if they can do it and they can afford
why
it,
not?
Yes.
How's it affecting anybody else's life?
Exactly.
What that one individual does.
The issue with the agenda is that actually they want to depopularize, or whatever the word is, like as in get rid of population. So that's interesting as well.
Yeah, good input. That's so solid. Yeah, and I also believe, I do believe women are biologically designed for the role of motherhood, but again, there are so many women out there who would make evil, horrible mothers. It's probably better they never breed. And so we should be a little more respectful of a woman who says, I don't think I want babies, because at least she knows where she stands.
But being a mother is so mentally hard. Like,
she would know.
You don't realize how hard it is until you actually have kids yourself. Like it's the constant noise in the ear, and you're teaching them that it's okay to act that way. So it's a constant mind F. Like you got to constantly check in with yourself, and it's just a mental struggle being.
You're an amazing mum, Mel.
Oh, she is.
Thank you, but
she's so
like
good.
I said,
seriously,
it is
you're
very
amazing.
hard.
I know, but you're amazing.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, so we have some viewer questions. No Lives Matter wants to know, ladies, how do you feel about astrology? I want to answer this first, and then you two can respond. I have a very specific answer to this. I believe astrology is real. I think people will find that odd because I'm a Christian, and I'm saying that. The reason I think it is real is because I know the history of how it came to Earth, and again, people will disagree with me on this, and this is fine. Yeah, the fallen angels. Yeah, the fallen angels were the ones who actually brought astrology down. So there are codes that connect people to the stars. Now, do I think we should meddle with it? That's a different topic. But how do I feel about it? I don't really follow my own star sign and horoscope, but I'm not going to be a bitch to those who do.
I'm very curious in astrology, but it's something I want to know, like, learn more about. But at the moment, I'm not at that point.
Anne?
Well, it's kind of my life at the moment. It's very complicated, very complex.
Yes.
It's literally when you were born, you have all the planets all around at a certain time located in your birth map, I suppose, exact time, exact place. I find it very interesting because I'm finding that it helps me learn more about me, who I am, and my shadows and my higher self, things that I'm interested in. I'm like, wow, that's so interesting. Or things that I have issues with. I have a Saturn and Uranus really close together. So will you too, because you're so close to my year. And that gives you like a push-pull sort of sensation of wanting to be a rebel and also going more rebel than not. So it's very interesting. I don't know. I love it. I find it really helpful in terms of finding out more about yourself. But each to their own, once again, people that are interested.
I want to know more about it.
Yeah,
but
it's really cool.
Like I said, it is quite complicated and to learn, especially about the birth charts.
Do you think current feminism is cancer? Yes, of course I do, Pissy. You know me well enough to know that I think feminism today is cancer. But I think there's some types of, just a viewer, I think there are some types of feminism that make sense. Like if I was in the Middle East, I would probably be a feminist for those women. But yeah, do you guys want to answer that? No? And do you think feminism is cancer on some level?
I don't know. I'm probably. the ones that are
Probably,
very,
yeah.
very into it.
Yeah. Daniel H, have I tried to interview Sydney Watson? She's a YouTuber. I actually have interviewed her. If you look up on my YouTube channel, the March for Men, you will see that I did interview her several years ago. It was just a couple of, like, 3 or 4 questions. Okay, I have a question for Anne and Melanie. You are obviously intelligent. Do you think the feminarchist fiasco, he's just talking about feminism, since the boomers has been good or bad? So do you think feminism has been a positive influence on the next generation of women, or has it been bad? That's what he's asking.
I'll go first.
Okay.
I don't have enough information to answer this in a way that I think is intelligent. Thanks for the compliment, Jesse. You're a great guy. I think that, once again, you're not going to probably like my answer, but I do think that I'm just going to go to the point where I'm just going to feel like whatever is right for the person is right for them. I don't agree with crazy backwards stuff. That some of the feminine anarchists, I haven't heard that term before, but that they might do. Like, I'm not going to preach for that. I think everyone should be an equal. So that might be a bit of a shitty thing to say in that, but I just think everyone's an equal personally. So I'm going to treat a man just as well as I treat a female personally. I don't know what to say other than that.
Yeah. I know Jesse's asking, Anne and Melanie in particular, I just want to give my 2 cents. Feminism to me is, look, if you want to give men and women the same rights, go ahead, but men and women are not equal. A woman can commit a crime, the same, she can kill 9 men, and a man can kill 9 men. The man will be in prison for longer than the woman. That's not fair. If we're going to treat men and women equally, women should be in prison for the same amount as the man for committing those types of crimes. I also don't think it's fair that men don't get their kids in a custody battle. It always goes to the mother. What if the mother's a piece of shit?
Well, that's true.
That's part of feminism. Yeah. So go ahead. Do you want to respond?
But sorry, what female do you know that has killed 9 people?
Sorry, say that again.
What female do you know that has killed 9 people? What female in history do you know that's killed 9 people? I think that they would exist, but I was just wondering.
Oh, no. I was just using that as an off-the-cuff example. No, sadly, I don't know. I wish I knew more about. I
think there would be, definitely.
I do want to watch those Netflix shows of, like, women who have murdered and all that kind of stuff. But, like, then I'm like, that's not a good thing to keep track of. All right, let's have a look. Any more questions? Hey, Dia, do you know Santos Bonacci? He was a Jehovah's Witness for many years and now he teaches astrotheology. Never heard of him, but that sounds like an interesting story, that's for sure.
I'll look him up.
Oh, okay, cool. Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc didn't kill 9 people. She killed because she was fighting for France. It's quite a different situation, Joshua Toms. You're a new viewer, I think. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. He's from Melbourne.
Well, technically, I suppose she did kill people, so he's onto it.
Oh, well, yeah, which is not right. Yeah. Oh my gosh, my foot's falling asleep.
So fine. My legs, my knees giving out on me.
Yeah, it's like it would have been better if I was like, But yeah. All right, so got 16 viewers. Thanks, guys, all for tuning in. All right.
You've got good eyes to read all those little.
And guys, I want. Don't you guys think that my friends are super attractive? Come on, audience. I have good-looking friends.
And it's very.
And it's beautiful. And you look. But my friends just happen to be good-looking. It's not my fault.
Obviously.
Have you lost weight though? You look. You like you have a collarbone coming out.
I put 2 kilos on. It's a sore topic.
Wow.
Really?
Yes, I moved to Greece. I'm eating all the gyros.
Apologize. You're eating like kebabs and stuff, and yeah. I actually gained like 6 kilos. I was 57 kilos, now I'm like 63 kilos. So I'm a little bit annoyed at myself.
I'm the same as
I still haven't shifted the baby weight. And Charlotte's like, Millie, 3.
You will. You haven't
like,
gained anyway. You've just maintained
no,
what you are.
no. I lost weight and now I've put it all back on.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah.
Oh, well. But you
so
look. Oh, well.
sucks. But anyway, that's just.
She does Vikram yoga.
No, aerial yoga. And
Oh yeah, aerial yoga is full on. Go you, girlfriend. That's a lot of core.
it's.
If you gain weight on the Mediterranean diet, you're doing it wrong.
So can I
You're doing
explain
it
this
wrong,
a little
Anne.
bit? Can I explain?
Go
When I
ahead.
was in
I'm sorry,
Naxos-
I didn't mean to go on to weight, guys, but let's go. I don't mind the topic. Go ahead.
I don't love the topic, but anyway, when I was in Naxos, I was living with these beautiful, beautiful Italian elderly couple, and they had very small meals, very small. So I actually lost weight, and I was very small without doing any exercise. And then when I moved to Athens, I then wasn't on the typical Mediterranean diet. Like I'm talking like the fatty stuff, which is gyros, which is like souvlaki basically, but all the shitty cuts, like kind of like a kebab version.
Talking about.
So very naughty, and I've been eating way more. So when you put like a lot more in your mouth, you're going to have more fat on you, and that's kind of the issue. So yes, not doing the Mediterranean diet well. But salads in summer are good. It's like 30 degrees at the moment every day.
Is it 30 degrees every day?
Yeah, jealous.
Very jealous.
It's like, what is it here? 10, 12?
I wake up freezing most days, and I have like really heavy blankets, and I'm still like kind of cold.
It is your winter.
Going all
It is.
night.
Well, yeah, completely fair.
Yeah.
So you switched to carbs and other trash in Athens?
I was already having carbs in Naxos, honey. I was living with Italians, obviously, but we were eating way less, way less. So that's my issue. I'm eating carbs, but way more.
Oppa,
And
sis.
wine. I'm having more wine. Oppa. Calamera. Calispera. Yasas.
Yeah.
I suck.
Yes,
like the worst.
that's hilarious. Happy blobfish. Hang on. Hi, dear. Good to see you, my friend. Hey, Gabriel. Good to see you. That's cool. All right, it's 8:30 exactly. We've done the full hour. Did you want to say anything before you leave, Anne? Because you have another appointment after us. Is that correct?
Yeah, I've got a womb blessing meditation.
Oh, so I've never even heard of that. So you're blessing a womb, a baby.
Sure am. No,
Well
it's
done.
just a feminist thing. Nah, it's not feminist at all. It's just something that I want to do. So that's what I have booked in. Anyway, each to their own. Thank you so much for having me, beautiful, beautiful women, and everyone else, and for everyone being kind. Thank you. Keep spreading the love and believe what you want to believe. It's all your truth. Just do it.
Yeah.
Yes, I love that. Believe in your truth, guys. And a lot of people say that doesn't make sense. It does on some level. We're not saying don't believe facts. Believe facts. We're saying that if you have a particular path, if you have a particular path you're on, stay on that path. So just to give some clarification to those who are too literal. Yeah. Thanks so much, Anne. Hopefully the three of us can catch up again and do another conversation. Even if I'm back in Sydney, the three of us can do it on like Instagram or something and catch up privately. But I really enjoyed this discussion. I'm so glad you've been back. Yeah, we should. We owe it to ourselves to catch up privately.
Yes, definitely.
But it was 100%. So good to have it public and to have like people have an insight into how we get along, our friendship, and how we're all so different. Christian, spiritual, beginning in her spirituality, and we're all getting along, and it's fine, and we all get along with all different random types of people, and that's okay. That's allowed. It's fine.
Absolutely. Thanks, everyone.
Okay, cool. Okay, bye. All right, end broadcast.